Introduction. Did you ever experience the pain of being ignored by a person you care about, on how they seem to ignore your sentiments and feelings, that treat you as, they never seem to care if you're not important? No matter how much love you have, put you first, the commitment you exhibit to them, but suppose, if there were a way to change this pattern, to give them a sense of irrepressible desire to appreciate and put you first in this video that we're going to reveal 10 crucial guidelines for transformation. Transform oneself into someone who is engaging irresistibly and with whom others fervently desire each regulation. We talking is essential, and we advise you to learn why. Watch through to the end. Each and every one is essential to altering the dynamics of your relationship improvement. Let's first rule: don't tell everything. First Stoic rule: turn enigmatic. The allure of the unknown beckons, and this mystery itself. According to Seneca's wise statement, lies your power. Being everywhere means being nowhere, so let's use this as a guide to be present while maintaining a sense of mystery, like to a novel with several paragraphs gently hinted at, inviting people to peruse the pages with the increasing interest in conversations. Don't always convey everything at once, but carefully and methodically reveal, thread by thread, the fabric of your life. Permitting others to express interest in the gaps that this approach transforms your character into a problem that they are eager to solve, increases their level of anticipation, drawing them farther within the maze of your character. Take into account the historical person. Cleopatra's charm wasn't limited to her strength or attractiveness, but in the mystery, she built a circle about herself and became the leader's motivations are mysterious. Her ideas are frequently hidden, which makes her an enduringly captivating character in history. Let your words and deeds to be erratic, like a meandering road via an unexplored area. This others will be drawn to unpredictable situations, drawing them nearer in their pursuit of discover the depths of your spirit. By avoiding exposing every aspect of your existence from you, invite them to explore the set, to learn to accompany you on your journey. Simply stated, your existence is not an all are welcome to read it, but a series of developing chapters, each of which reveals a bit more of the intricate and captivating. By keeping this, you may maintain your individuality, air of mystery. You turn into an unstoppable presence that leaves others wishing there were a bit more rule too. Make people fear losing you. It's a second Stoic rule: human nature's propensity to ignore what is readily available, but viewpoints change significantly in the presence of danger, of loss. Imagine that you are an vital part of their existence, a person whose absence creates a void. You're not simply another choice. Whole are essential, but how is this accomplished? By capturing the spirit of your life should be independent and self-sufficient, is a captivating trek that is whole and satisfying by itself. Regardless of whether they are present or not, this a sense of assurance and independence that attracts those who perceive themselves as part of your life, as a fundamental right. But being a valued privilege, this method conforms to the Stoic school of thought as, according to Marcus Aurelius, you possess power over your head, not external circumstances. Recognize this, and you'll find resilience. Your strength is found in your independence and the special. Your life is an adventure, and people will start to realize that you're not simply another person looking for their attention, but instead a powerful participation in their lives. They will begin should work more to maintain your I'm not here to beg or seek love. You're here to get a little attention. They ought to be the ones aiming toward your focus, so cultivate a subtle fearing that they would lose you. They actively make an effort to join your world, acknowledging you as a valuable asset, that you are more than just players of this game. Victor, you are a vital part of life. cannot risk losing a good example. The dynamic is used to demonstrate this concept, including Steve Jobs and Steve WNC throughout. When Apple first started out, it was a fantastic engineer played a key role in the development of Apple computers' initial technological knowledge, and creative designs were essential in creating Apple's early success. Jobs that acknowledged WNC's distinctive abilities and the contribution he made to their venture put up a lot of effort, not only to work together, but also to assist and increase the contribution of WNC music. In this collaboration, WNC wasn't merely a co-founder, he was a vital component, whose possible demise would have greatly affected the vision of both Jobs. And this dynamic future of Apple highlights the significance of recognizing and appreciating individuality, contributions that capture the spirit of establishing oneself as an indispensable resource in Rule 3 for every cooperative effort, Rule 3 of Stoicism. Use this idea to make your own happiness. Highlights the conviction that true happiness is something that is created internally, about having trust in oneself, qualities of independence and contentment that naturally make you more appealing rather than depending on other people. You cultivate your own sense of delight, of achieving this independence, and self-assurance has an indisputable. Your allure makes you more appealing to folks in your immediate vicinity who radiate positivity and confidence come naturally. Magnetic by finding contentment within you, turn into a beacon of hope for yourself and motivation for others to create your own joy. You convey a message that you are not trying to finish. You are entire because of someone else. Satisfied individual by yourself. This method is captivating since it doesn't burden others with the duty of your goal is to make you happy, not to find delight in another, but to spread the happiness you've developed. Therefore, improving your presence in the lives of others around you turns into a captivating gleam with the ray of optimism and assurance that inevitably draws in other Stoic people. As the philosopher Seneca once stated, to be happy means to savor the moment. Without fearful reliance on this quotation captures the future fundamentals of creating one's own joyous remembrance of Theodore Roosevelt. Despite encountering many personal difficulties, such as the passing of Roosevelt's mother and wife on the same day, represented the idea of developing he pursued a life of vitality for his own enjoyment. Taking part in sports like boxing, investigating the Badlands, and making a commitment, devoted himself to civic service. His strong character and enthusiasm for life did not originate from outside approval or situations, but from a profound interior. Roosevelt's well of resiliency and happiness, contagious energy and independence, not just described his private life, but moreover made him a charming and adored leader's capacity for happiness and purpose inside oneself, regardless of external difficulties, turned him into an exemplary historical person demonstrating self-generated happiness's power. Rule 4 should be expensive and allow them to spend in Rule 4 of Stoicism. You are aware of how uncommon you are, a diamond that others ought to strive to possess. You are valuable in more ways than one. Being there, but in a meaningful way, purposeful involvement in someone's life. Keep in mind that what is readily obtained is frequently minimally valued. Effort yields genuine appreciation, and dedication as they devote their time to bringing feelings and vitality into your life. Devotion to you becomes more intense, changing you from a transient curiosity about a treasured presence. The purpose isn't to get their interest or loving intensely, instead of demonstrating that you are an important source of enrichment, addition to their existence that is deserving of their sincere efforts. Enable them to chance to invest in you so that you can make your presence a valued component of their existence. They wouldn't want to forget to think about The Stoic philosopher's words, "A gem cannot be polished without Seneca. Neither a man perfected without friction challenges." This captures the spirit of your worth it, not only in existence, but also in being pursued and worked for. Think about Alexander the Great's saga. With Aristotle, his instructor, Aristotle, an incredibly wise philosopher, and knowledge was more than simply a tutor in. He presented the life of the young prince. Himself as a source of wisdom, and for ruling, strategic thinking is crucial. Alexander of the Empire, renowned for his ambition and intelligence, saw the importance of Aristotle's ideas and spent a significant amount of time and energy on. He taught me that this wasn't a normal. The relationship between students and teachers was a connection. When the pupil saw the instructor as a vital resource, a wealth of knowledge that needed to be pursued with earnestness and honor. Aristotle's methodology in Alexander's education wasn't simple, accessibility, but in a difficult way path to enlightenment, making his lessons are a valued part of Rule 5 of Alexander's future greatness. Avoid making them the focal point of your existence. Rule 5 of Stoicism. It is important to keep in mind that your life should not be only focused on imagine yourself alone, someone else. A bright light gleaming in the darkness, driven by your distinct brightness and energy. You follow your own way apart from orbit of anybody else. It's crucial not to allow your world to become more limited, centered on someone else creating them. The center of your life. You have your own aspirations, goals, and a unique identity that this way of thinking produces a mysterious charm that keeps them fascinated by your life's aspects, and what fuels your spirit of independence and daring attitude add an appealing dimension to the it's about complementing in a relationship each other's existence while preserving your uniqueness by avoiding their placement. The essence of your existence is your appeal and allure increase as one lives. Outside of needless relationships, setting limits enables you to go on, growing, giving enthusiasm and a revitalizing feeling of independence to your Marcus Aurelius the Stoic. In Cooperation, King, a philosopher, once observed that he who lives, he lives in peace with himself. With the universe, this remark strikes a profound chord. With the idea of keeping your independent reliance in relationships, let's look at an example of renowned historical person. Sir Isaac Newton was an accomplished scientist whose contributions altered our comprehension. The cosmos, in spite of his innovative work and the rigorous, despite the demands it put on him, he kept a rich, hobby-filled personal life relationships and his personal interests capacity to manage his professional accomplishments with a strong personal identity made him not just an exceptional scientist, but a multifaceted person who is respected not only for his intelligence, but also for his independence. This depth of character, this harmony of individual autonomy, in addition to a commitment to one's career, offers a good illustration of how preserving being unique can result in a more Rule 6 of the fulfilling and balanced life. Rule 6 of Stoicism. Put your personal needs first. The rule highlights the paramount significance of prioritizing your personal needs and welfare first in any relationships. Require assertiveness, your value, and avoid circumstances where you're treated poorly and devalued. You have a right to the respect you deserve. Deep awareness of your own worth and you're unwilling to accept anything less than self-worth and happiness are not up for. Make a concession to someone who doesn't give you the attention you need and respect by putting your personal needs first. And joy, you make a strong statement. You refuse to let anyone make fun of you, your emotions, or compromise your self-worth in every collaboration you are a part of equal to your requirements and feelings being. Most importantly, keep in mind that you are not here to seek attention or to be overshadowed. Getting other people's approval is your aim. Encourage wholesome, civil relationships that are constructed using the basis of self-respect, and advocating for oneself enhances your beauty and fundamentally influential in anyone's life. This regulation serves as a reminder of your self-respect and general well-being are vital and ought to be prioritized at all times. This is about creating your own goals and passions, a primary concern, echoing Marcus's Stoic philosophy. According to Aurelius, it is not incidents that disturb people because it's their opinions. This quote strikes a chord with them. Rule 6 emphasizes the significance of regarding how you view and respond to circumstances in connections based on Rule 6. The Roman general and statesman's life Cincinnati, Lucius Quinctius Epictetus, for instance, was praised for his political and military savvy, was equally well known for his unwavering conformity to his personal values and self-respect, in spite of the attraction of political influence and the arguments made by allies. He continuously put his principles and honesty when not required. He favored his farm's simplicity over the accoutrements of power, distanced himself from people who didn't show him any respect. X's narrative serves as an example of his values. The significance of putting one's own needs, first requirements and principles that demonstrate the power that comes from respecting oneself, and the importance of personal well-being in all areas of life's regulations don't always have the rarest availability. Rule 7 of Stoicism. You can't find jewels everywhere. Likewise, your availability shouldn't be unrestricted, and appreciate the worth of your one resource that shouldn't be used is time. Freely given away at other people's expense. Put your own life story first. Consider living a life in which you're not always on alert, where the foundation of existence is not you have your own expectations of other people. The universe to discover, and those that venture within. Avoiding a privileged balance is crucial. Always being on call in anticipation of their message or meeting their requirements at all show that your time and individuals who are focused are valuable. Innately attracted to people with their own interests and goals, when it's obvious you're not merely holding on to your weight, piques their curiosity, and they start to consider your interactions with cultivating an ongoing feeling of longing. Availability implies that they can get you at your leisure, but keep in mind that you are an investment, not just somebody. Playing games isn't the point of this. About demonstrating your lively life, whether they are present or not. By not being at their beckoning all the time, they come to appreciate their time with you, so avoid the urge to be always available as the Stoic. According to the philosopher Seneca, we are more we suffer, and are frequently more afraid than pained. More from the imagination than the actual world. This illustrates how crucial it is to value your personal time and perspective throughout time. The dread of being left out or inferior accessible for others to consider. The story of R. Lovelace, a woman with deep AER's inventiveness and intelligence. A writer and mathematician, is frequently hailed as one of the original computer's programmers, even if we live in a where the duties of women were limited. Ada's definition did not follow the social norms demand that being accessible or providing. Rather, she focused entirely on her work, investigating intricate mathematical theories and working with well-known Charles and other contemporaries abuse her. Concentrate on her personal tasks, and her unwillingness to remain accessible enhanced her enigma and the tale of allure. Ida offers evidence of the ability to preserve one's uniqueness as well as the magnetic appeal it can produce. She didn't live a waiting, reactive life on others than of forging her own route, enthralling anyone in her vicinity with the intensity of her intense passion and Rule 8 of intellect. Avoid initiating the Rule 8 of Stoicism, constant communication. The core of Rule 8 is about developing a balanced method for starting a conversation in whatever relationship. It's about realizing that always being the one who initiates discussions may not always be advantageous to allow the other. Sometimes a person takes the initiative as well, is crucial, and this method not only demonstrates that you have a lot of other hobbies and pursuits, but it also acts as a gauge of their interest. In you constantly making contact may inadvertently convey a message of maybe constantly being accessible, too eager. This isn't a mind game. Games. The goal is to cultivate a feeling of reciprocal regard and work. In the Marcus Aurelius once remarked about relationships. Being different from him is the best kind of retaliation, carried out the injustice in the given situation of communication. This indicates that mimicking actions that may result in imbalance or a sense of being taken advantage of. Obviously, it's about keeping your self-respect and dignity by abstaining from an incessant quest for attention, or don't be overly strict with validation. Rule 9. Emotionally invested, which emphasizes the Rule 9 of Stoicism. The journey's art of emotional balance to taking precedence in someone's life. It highlights how crucial it is to not allowing your feelings to take over the relationship dynamics that guarantee. Not only are your needs acknowledged, but honored. It's about getting the right chord between expressing your emotions and keeping a composed attitude. While emotions are essential to our identity, excessive expression can occasionally cast a shadow cast by the words over our actual value. Of Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, the delaying. This is the best way to deal with rage. This comment captures the spirit of Rule 9. Demonstrating endurance and self-control over our sentimental reactions. Rule 10. Be prepared to walk. Rule 10 of Stoicism, away from them. Accepting the ability to distance oneself from a partnership that doesn't respect the core of Rule 10 is worth. Rule emphasizes the critical significance of acknowledging your worth and upholding. Strong self-respect is essential to clearly define expectations and limitations regarding how you would like to be handled in any connection when these criteria are. When regularly missed, it becomes essential to possess the bravery to go on regardless of the sentimental ties that may occur. However, this is not one of inconsiderate, but it's an important act. Regarding self-care, it serves as evidence of your commitment to dignity and an adamant reluctance to give up your health for a person who doesn't recognize your value. In demonstrating when you're ready to leave, send a strong message to the other individual, emphasizing the gravity of this insight can lead to them to see the significance of valuing and giving you priority. If they would like to keep you in your aim in life is not to cling hopelessly onto partnerships that don't improve your happiness and self-worth. Instead of develop good relationships and occasionally founded on respect for one another. This entails having the strength to allow depart when required. In the spirit of Marcus Aurelius famously remarked, "You control your thoughts, not the outer world." Circumstances recognize this, and you'll discover strength. This sentiment encapsulates that the comprehension is the core of Rule 10, that your inner fortitude and self-respect is something you can manage. Even in situations where ties with others are not. For instance, Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor renowned for his leadership and philosophical insight. Despite his enormous influence and authority, he frequently found himself in difficult political partnerships that weren't compatible with his values. In these situations, he decided to keep his distance from such partnerships, proving that even in roles of considerable commitment and power, one needs to be prepared to leave circumstances or connections that violate one's moral character and self-esteem. His decision reflects the core of this regulation, the significance of putting one's own ideals first and respect for oneself by keeping in connections or circumstances that don't acknowledge our value, we've looked at 10 essential tactics for becoming an enduring influence on other people's life. Among these include preserving a feeling of mystery is not readily available, allowing others to put money into you and putting your own needs first. Finding a balance is essential in how you speak, and to be sure you don't focus your entire existence on someone. Else fostering your own contentment and being emotionally stable makes you more appealing. Keep in mind that it's crucial to respect yourself and be prepared to leave. From unappreciative connections, your value goes beyond merely looking for. It's about developing health. In conclusion, wholesome, courteous connections by exhibiting these values that you change into someone others will inevitably want to give priority. Do you ever feel like a mere choice? Keep in mind that you have the ability to decisions you make in life, such as making the decision to leave your value is enormous, and you deserve those who acknowledge and respect that. This video concludes. We advise you to take these heartfelt reflection on them and make a personal pledge and spread the word. Dedication in the remarks to confirm your commitment to living your best life. For instance, if Rule 6 resonated with me most with you, just leave a comment and I'll put my wants first. Now that you're prepared to say goodbye to anyone who considers you to be less important than putting aside your time and effort for others, they make your life better and emphasize using your